Hi, this is Darren from SimNation. Wanted to do a quick video tonight to talk about a trick that I noticed within Draft Day Sports College Football 2024's recruiting. This isn't going to apply to everyone because if your league is set to talking points less than normal, I don't think it materially is going to impact you much. But if it's set to normal or higher, I think it will. Um, in full transparency, right? I'm going to show you some things with Maryland. I would ask that if you're in the SNCFL with me, is just don't really use this against me, right? Now, you should use the trick. I don't have an issue, but you might want to think about whether your school actually fits the same criteria that Maryland has. So if you try to mirror my talking points, I don't think it's going to work well for you. Because Maryland's a 99 prestige team. They are the winningest team in the league. And they have certain positions that after this year are going to have a lot of playing time. So if your team doesn't meet those criteria, probably not a good idea to use the talking points you're going to see. But I'm going to show them anyways because it's important for me to show this because this is part of the trick. Um, I have been using this for about 3 sims now. And I just completely forgot to put it in the sim about recruiting. Mostly because I'm still dealing with pneumonia and I'm a little spacey at times. Uh, but I think that with Maryland, I'm 3 for 3. I have managed to score 3 straight recruits using this. Central Michigan, I'm 1 for 1. I used it to nab a 4 star. And then with Washington State, I'm 3 for 3. So I haven't lost a recruiting battle yet since I noticed this. Now, again, this is when all things are equal and talking points matter. Uh, if I don't have the right stuff that a recruit cares about, it's not going to work. If I haven't done the recruiting correctly, it's not going to work. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But it's an important thing for you to see because it matters. Um, so I'm going to go into my board. Uh, we'll go to actions because that matters. If you notice, I'm hot on everything. I've already uploaded, so what you're going to see here may not necessarily be what I've uploaded. So if you notice Maryland versus Wisconsin, I'm not going to change anything here because I'm winning that battle. The thing I'm trying to show here is, let me find one where I'm not. So if we look here and we look at this battle, is I'm not winning this. I'm actually fourth against Lauren Martin, who is someone I want to land, by the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing with my settings here until I get Maryland in first place. So I have one left. I could leave it like this because I don't need to because academics is the second most important. But the key here is what you're going to do is you're going to modify these talking points until you see your school become #1. And then you're good. Move on. Daniel Hyde, I'm losing to Georgia. Uh, Shark has some really good things. But I'm going to again look here. He values prestige, so he really cares about this. So let's maybe see if I back out location and then just go with that. Now I can tell you that's not what I have, but as you can see is the moment I backed out location, I jump up ahead of Shark. And what I've noticed is each one of the times I've done this, I've won the recruiting race. Now you've got to stay on top of it because it changes every week. So if I don't nail him this week, um, I've got to look again and try to adjust again for the following week because what resonates with a recruit is going to change weekly. And then again, I just maximized everything. But that's the little trick. And if you don't believe me about what has happened, I can show you real quick. Oops, wrong view. My commits. So as you can see, these are the last 2 recruits I've nailed. Now I got I got like the kicker. I don't really count a kicker. But I was losing this one before I noticed this and I started to maximize it and I started to change it. So I got De Los Santos, who I thought I was going to lose. I definitely thought I was going to lose Nicholas Overstreet because I had fallen behind. But again, as you can see, I started to play with the settings and I found one that mattered and I was able to win. Um, Now, when we talk about Central Michigan, I think in my recruiting video, I talked about this running back and how I felt like it was a toss-up between me and Stewart at Western Michigan for who was going to get him. Uh, so from my perspective, I'm happy because I got him. And if we look at it, it was man your man. So I used this trick and I changed things around, and it was really one of those where he was either going to pick the team that's winning or pick the team that where he could find immediate playing time. As you notice, playing time wasn't the main pitch I used. I actually went with organization and I changed some of this up, and I walked away with landing him. And he's a 4-star running back. Central Michigan is a 55 prestige team. They probably really don't have any chance of ever landing him, but they did. And of course, Central Michigan had a big week last week where they landed quite a few recruits. Um, so this method works, just you have to stay on top of it. Your league has to be set up right. But talking points, if you change them and you're in the top 4 or 5, this can actually help you land them. So you're trying to get at least to number 2, and it should help you. So hopefully you find this to be useful. It's something that I noticed, and I would have put it in the recruiting video, but it slipped my mind. But it's definitely something I think that hopefully you all can use. And let me know if you have any questions. I am going to do a playbook video next weekend or around Thanksgiving, but I have to be very careful because my voice isn't holding out and I'm going to start coughing here shortly. So hopefully you like this. Hopefully it helps you. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.